I prepared for this taping to make absolutely sure that I was hungry when I got here so that I can really tap into physically in my body what hunger feels like and describe it to you. All right, welcome to week 2. Here we are talking about focus on hunger. I'm Dr. Andrea Christian Parks, and welcome to my channel. I'm glad you're here. If this is the first video that you're ever watching, I want you to go back at least 1 week and catch up, because this is week number 2 in our Focus on Hunger series. And I want you to have the tools in the first episode to bring you to this one. So, what are we talking about? Well, this focus on hunger as the most important tool that we have in our weight loss arsenal is what we're going to work on. Now, this week I want to talk about what is hunger. You know, for some of us, it's been a long time since we've felt hunger. And so I want to spend some time describing it and getting comfortable with what it is, what it isn't. And I want to tell you, I prepared for this taping to make absolutely sure that I was hungry when I got here so that I can really tap into physically in my body what hunger feels like and describe it to you. Because sometimes what we think hunger is actually not physical hunger. Example, sometimes we have something stressful, difficult, frustrating at work, and we think, ooh, I need some chips. And it's actually not hunger that's prompting that. It's the stress, and you've practiced solving stress with food. So your brain says, have chips, that'll fix it. And it will, temporarily. But in the long term, it actually works against your whole long-term goal, which is to get the weight off. And so short-term fix for long-term pain is not what we're going for here. So let's get into, what does hunger actually feel like? Physical hunger and emotional hunger are two separate and totally valid things. Emotional hunger, I'm going to explain this first because this one you want to watch out for. Emotional hunger is a very urgent, fast, powerful, loud kind of feeling. So it's that stress hunger. It's that I have to have a cookie, like right this minute. I must have something sweet, something salty. And if I don't get it, it's going to be a problem. It's a very intrusive, and it gets your attention. That's the thing. And that's why it works, because emotional hunger is screaming at you, because the emotion that's happening, the stress, the frustration, the irritation, the fatigue, whatever it is, even if it's physical fatigue, the emotions that go with that of feeling, I don't want to do what I'm doing. I just want to go lay down. I'm so tired. I don't know how I'm going to get through this day. And your brain says, have cookies. That'll fix it. Those are very valid responses. However, they're not going to do what you want in the long term. So when you find that your brain and your body are screaming loud for food, check what it's asking for. It's almost always something greasy, something salty, something sugary. Your brain almost never will try to solve an emotional hunger with broccoli or a salad or water. Listen, the very first thing, if you're even thinking, I think I'm hungry, first thing you should do, drink water. Almost none of us drink enough water. Some of you all are really, really good about it, but most of us know you need water. Chug down a big glass of water. It's easier to do if it's room temperature, but if you have to have it iced, go for it. Drink the water, get that in your stomach, start letting the body get hydrated. And if it's real, true stomach hunger, it's coming back. But the emotional hunger that's loud, that's screaming for the comfort food, the salty, the sugary, the greasy, almost never is real stomach hunger. And finding out what the feeling is that's pushing for food to solve it is really good work to do. Because when you figure out, oh, I'm stressed, deep breathing might be better than a cookie for both the moment and for your long-term goals. If you're exhausted, okay, that can be tough. But maybe the answer is, okay, tonight when I get home, I'm going to bed early. Or, you know what, I'm working from home. I've got this meeting. I've got an hour in between. I can take a 10, 15, I can lay down and see if I can get a little bit of, a little power nap in. Maybe that's a day that you choose caffeine for, not a lot, so it messes up your sleep the next night, but just a little bit to help you kind of get over that hump. And then, black tea, green tea, good for the brain, give you a little bit of caffeine to get you over that fatigue. But identifying what the feeling is that's pushing you to violate what you really want in your long-term weight loss goal will help you answer the need without food. Okay, so let's get into what does real stomach hunger actually feel like. So stomach hunger is much more subtle. It's actually quieter than emotional hunger. And what will happen is it's like a wave. It's like this ebbing and flowing of the hunger signal. So stomach hunger happens in a particular location. It is under the ribs, sort of left of the middle of your upper belly. And it's this kind of pulling, nagging, gnawing, sort of twisty feeling. It's not painful. It's not miserable. It's just a little uncomfortable. And when it first comes, it comes in this kind of quiet, sort of, I'm a little hungry. You feel this little emptiness, just a little. Now, if you go drink that water, or you're busy in a meeting, or you're working hard at a project or doing something else, you're driving, it'll go away. Your body will take a little bit of your storage, keep it moving, and then 30, 45 minutes later, it'll come back again. And this time it'll be a little louder. So when you are feeling hunger and you're not sure, it's really, really quiet, that I do want you to bypass. Let it go. Drink the water and see what happens. When it comes back a little louder, okay, and you feel like, yeah, no, this is really hunger. I really do feel it. It's in that place right under my ribs, just to the left of center. It's this pulling, nagging. I'm empty. It's been hours since I last ate. And this is hunger. Okay, perfect. Now we're going to get into in another episode a little more detail on when exactly is hungry enough, when is too hungry, all that. We'll get there. But for now, you want to just check and make sure it's real stomach hunger, that it wasn't dehydration, that it wasn't stress, that it wasn't something else, but it's real stomach hunger. So this week, you're going to focus at trying to identify the sensation in your physical body of hunger and start to get real comfortable with it. I think one of the things that we really want to try to get to in this series is getting friendly with hunger. Hunger is a tool. It is a friend. It is a helper. It is the key to weight loss. And so you want to welcome it. And what we've been doing, most of us, for years and years and years, is just pushing it away, trying to get away from it. I don't want it. Oh, it's scary. All the stuff we say when we think we're hungry. Oh, I'm starving. That kind of stuff, it feeds into this thinking that says hunger is terrible. Hunger is bad. Hunger is something to run away from. Let me tell you, if you have kids, learning to feed, like babies cry for hunger. So as soon as they say they're hungry by crying or whatever, you're like constantly trying to, okay, I can feed them. I can feed them. We carry snacks in our bags. The diaper bag always had some emergency food and snacks for the baby, because if they got hungry, it was a meltdown was coming. We aren't there anymore. So we don't have to respond to hunger the way we did for our kids, but we start to make hunger an enemy. It's an enemy for us, but we're going to make friends with it because hunger actually is our friend. It's something that is going to help us get where we really, really want to go. So this week, we're just going to get into our physical bodies, try to get out of our head so much, come down into the body and say, where do I feel this hunger? If you feel your hunger up here in your chest and it's just this kind of anxious, tight sort of, it's probably emotional. If you feel it down in that lower rib cage, upper stomach, it's kind of polite, gnawing, quiet, pulling emptiness, that's probably your physical hunger. So start paying attention and really seeing what that is, how it feels, and getting that dialed in so that you can make friends with that. Because that, responding to that signal, when you eat for that signal, now you're going to get weight loss. And then you don't have to be afraid of food anymore because you're only eating for the right reason, the one that serves your body. Okay, now, same reminder as usual, subscribe, hit your notifications, make comments, share, check out the blog, ajourneytowholeness.com, so that you can read, you can have written help for these tips. And I will see you in a week. And for those of you who really still want to work with me one-on-one, send me an email. Email me at drandreachristianparks@gmail.com. Let's set up your hour-long free consultation and let's get that going for you. Because I don't want you to miss out. If really what you want is one-on-one, you and me getting this working, and I will tell you, every single one of my clients has lost weight successfully, doing great, and loving the process. I want to make sure you have that option. If you're waiting for the digital course, it's coming. But I will see you soon, next week. Bye.